Hey, have you ever thought about how language influences our thoughts?
Absolutely. I've heard that thinking in English can be beneficial. Do you follow any tips for that?
Yeah, I read that immersing yourself in the language helps. Watching English movies, reading books, and even chatting in English regularly.
That makes sense. I try to listen to English podcasts, but sometimes I struggle to keep up.
It's okay. Practice is key. Another tip is to expand your vocabulary. Learning new words and phrases can enhance your thinking in English.
I've been using flashcards for that, but it's challenging to remember all the words.
You could try incorporating them into daily conversations. That way, you'll reinforce your memory.
Good point. I also find it helpful to think in English during mundane tasks. It's like a mental exercise.
Definitely. And speaking of exercises, writing in English, even if it's just a journal, can improve your thought process too.
True, I've been trying that, but sometimes I feel like my sentences are too basic.
No worries. It's a gradual process. You can always challenge yourself with more complex structures over time.
I guess patience is key. By the way, do you have any tips for overcoming the fear of making mistakes?
Embrace mistakes as part of the learning journey. They're opportunities to improve. Plus, people are generally understanding.
You know, I tried joining an English discussion group, but it's a bit intimidating. I feel like everyone is so advanced.
I get that. It can be challenging, but it's also a great way to learn from others. Plus, they might have valuable insights or even share similar struggles.
True. Maybe I'll give it another shot. On a different note, do you have any favorite English idioms or expressions?
Oh, I love idioms. One of my favorites is the ball is in your court. It's a fun way to say someone has the responsibility to make a decision.
That's a good one. I recently came across Burning the Midnight Oil. It perfectly captures those late night study sessions.
Nice choice. Learning idioms adds flair to your language use. Have you ever tried incorporating them into your daily conversations?
I have, but sometimes I worry I might use them incorrectly and end up sounding awkward.
No worries. It happens to the best of us. The more you use them, the more natural it becomes. Just go with the flow.
I'll give it a shot. By the way, have you ever encountered words in English that are tricky to pronounce?
Definitely. English has its share of tongue twisters. One that always gets me is squirrel. Say it 5 times fast. It's a challenge.
Haha, I can imagine. For me, it's rural. That one's a tongue twister for sure.
It's amusing how language can throw these curveballs at us. But mastering those tricky words is a small victory.
And have you ever tried learning any English slang? I heard it can make you sound more natural.
Oh, absolutely. Learning slang is like unlocking a secret language within the language. It adds that extra layer of coolness to your expressions.
Nice. Do you have any favorite slang words or phrases?
Well, I'm quite fond of chillax. It's a mix of chill and relax. Using it gives off a laid-back vibe.
I recently came across on Fleek. It's a way to say something is perfectly done or looking great.
Ah, the world of slang is ever evolving. It keeps us on our toes. Just be cautious not to overdo it. Context is key.
Got it. Have you ever tried storytelling in English? I heard it's a fantastic way to improve your language skills.
Storytelling is a gem. It not only helps with language, but also engages your creativity. You can start with short stories and gradually build up to more elaborate tales.
That sounds intriguing. I'll give it a shot. By the way, do you have any favorite English authors or books that have significantly impacted your language learning journey?
Absolutely. I've found reading works by authors with diverse styles and genres to be quite enriching. For instance, the eloquence of Jane Austen and the vivid storytelling of J.K. Rowling.
Those are excellent choices. I'm currently exploring classic literature. There's something magical about the language used in older books.
True, the classics offer a different verbal experience. It's like a language time travel. What classic are you currently diving into?
I'm reading Pride and Prejudice. Austen's wit and social commentary are both entertaining and thought-provoking.
Excellent choice. That book is a language treasure. Enjoy the journey through the 19th century English landscape.
Will do. By the way, have you ever tried using technology to enhance your English learning experience? I've heard there are some cool apps and tools out there.
Absolutely. Technology can be a game changer. Apps like Duolingo, Quizlet, and language exchange platforms are fantastic for honing different aspects of language skills.
I've tried Duolingo, but sometimes I feel like I'm just tapping away without really absorbing the language. Any tips for making the most out of language learning apps?
Add a twist to it. Create a friendly competition with yourself or a friend. Set daily goals or challenge yourself to complete lessons in a specific time frame. It adds an element of fun and keeps you motivated.
That sounds interesting. I'll give it a go. Shifting gears again, do you ever find that your thoughts in English differ from those in your native language?
Absolutely. It's fascinating how the language we think in can influence our perspectives. Sometimes, certain concepts are more succinctly expressed in English, and vice versa.
It's like having different mental landscapes for each language. Do you ever dream in English?
Occasionally, dreams seem to tap into the language we're most immersed in. It's like our subconscious is bilingual during dream time.
That's intriguing. It makes me wonder about the connection between language, thoughts, and dreams. Anyway, have you ever experimented with tongue twisters to improve pronunciation?
Indeed, tongue twisters are like linguistic gymnastics. She Sells Seashells by the Seashore is a classic. It's a fun challenge for improving articulation.
I'll have to practice that one. And speaking of challenges, have you ever attended language meetups or events? I'm thinking of trying one soon.
Language meetups are fantastic for real-world practice. It might feel a bit nerve-wracking at first, but the experience is invaluable, and you might make some great connections.
Before we wrap up, I'm curious. Do you have any favorite English expressions or phrases that capture cultural nuances?
Absolutely. Break a leg is a quirky way to wish someone good luck, especially in the performing arts. It's a gem of theatrical lingo.
And do you have any that initially left you scratching your head?
Oh, definitely. It's raining cats and dogs was one that baffled me at first, but once you get the hang of it, it adds a vivid image to everyday conversations.
English idioms can be quite colorful. Shifting gears, do you have any strategies for staying motivated during learning language?
Mix things up. Try a new genre of books, switch language apps, or explore a different talk. Variety keeps the learning process dynamic.
Great advice. On a lighter note, do you have any favorite English wordplay?
Yes, one that I enjoy is, why don't scientists trust atoms? Because they make up everything.
Haha, that's a good one. Wordplay add a playful element to language. All right. Any parting words of wisdom for someone on their English language journey?
Embrace the journey with curiosity, make learning enjoyable, and don't be afraid to stumble along the way. Every stumble is a step towards mastery.
Wise words. Thanks for the insightful conversation and all the tips. I'm feeling inspired to dive deeper into my English learning journey.
My pleasure. Keep the language flame burning, and remember, the learning adventure is as rewarding as the destination. Until next time, happy exploring.
Likewise. Take care and see you on the language learning path.